Greetings and best wishes for a happy holiday season from all of us at 2K Sports as we get set for this NBA presentation. I'm Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony, Hall of Famer Doris Burke, and another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge, from the sidelines. Hey, Dave.
In 2018, the Minnesota Timberwolves broke their league-leading 14-year playoff drought with the help of Jimmy Butler. But a year later, Butler demanded a trade, and the Wolves were back in the lottery. They've got some young talent, but in the West, it's no cakewalk. Kevin, they are hoping they can take that next step with new management and some young, exciting players.
All right, David, thanks. A moment now to check out who's leading in the All-Star voting.
And a lot of fans and players interested to see how this thing all turns out.
And you look at Russell, he's pulled in a lot of votes, nearly enough, in fact, to break into the top 10 in the Western Conference.
Yeah, and probably wishing he was a little higher on that list, but there's just too many other guys also having fantastic seasons.
A great All-Star weekend it'll be. We'll keep you updated as we get closer. A look at Cleveland's starting group. Ashman and Love are the forwards. Exum is out there with Garland. And it's Drummond in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for the Timberwolves, Culver out there with James Johnson. And there's D'Angelo Russell. Then it's Karl Anthony Towns. And it's Okogie in at the 2 guard. And here's Russell. A lot of great young talent. Both teams loaded with young talent. What's the key, you think, Doris, as you've watched this league, to unlocking that potential and making them what they're going to become?
Yeah, I think for young guys, Kevin, one of the challenges is focusing on getting better every single day. It's the little choices these guys are making. They're going to put in the time to be working on their shooting or their off-the-bounce game or their defensive prowess. Can they be unselfish? Can they be sort of big picture thinking in terms of just not only their success, but the guys around them? That's hard for a young guy.
And Doris, last season, rookie Josh Okogie ended up contributing more than the franchise thought he would.
Yeah, he was terrific as a 3-and-D player for the Wolves. This guy could end up being the steal of the draft, sort of in that Robert Covington mold.
And he knocks down the first one. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And here are the Cavaliers. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
Yeah, it was all hands on deck. Helps to get points off the bench when you're on the road.
One thing we know, Greg, great teams in the NBA get production off the bench, and that was critical that night.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Exum's shot is off. Johnson surveying the floor. Now, here is Russell. Defense is right there, and Towns gets it to go.
Yeah, this is one of the better catch-and-shoot bigs in the NBA already. Towns doing everything these days.
And so just over a minute and a half played. And it's Osman missing. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. This game against Cleveland is the first time they've met this season.
And one of the few bright spots of their last season was sweeping the season series in this matchup.
And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. The Timberwolves have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Russell passes to Okogie. Now, here's Culver. Guarded closely. Johnson against Love. And it's Johnson. That time on the assist by Culver.
How about the recognition from Culver? Terrific at realizing when the defense has broken down.
The Cavaliers on offense. It's a three-point game. If you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Here's Garland. And another miss by Cleveland. Minnesota comes into this one following a loss to the Kings in Sacramento. Culver passes to Johnson. Towns down low, defended by Drummond. And Towns gets it to go.
Come on now, this guy is so tough to contain. Karl Anthony Towns, such touch inside.
The Cavaliers trail by 5. Garland, the pass to Drummond. The dish now to Garland. Will it go? Minnesota with the rebound. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Sacramento.
Live by the three, die by the three. If you're perimeter dependent, you don't really know game to game how it's going to go.
Well, Greg, I think when you shoot as poorly as they did from deep in that basketball game, it's not going to go your way very often. The three ball too critical in today's NBA.
So timeout called here, the first for Cleveland.
Boy, when you think about the skill that Karl Anthony Towns has, and you realize he's just getting started in the league, his future is truly off the charts. By the midpoint of his career, we could be talking about him as one of the most skilled big men to ever play the game.
And how about the numbers on Andre Drummond? He's been fantastic over the last 10 games or so, averaging about 15 points, 19 rebounds, and just over 2 blocks. And what is crazy is that these numbers might not even do his game justice. He's been phenomenal.
Feels like every night this guy does something that just blows your mind. So fun to watch, someone the other players look up to.
Now here's Love. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Celtics in Boston.
And guys, he was also huge on defense, turning away 2 shots and altering countless more.
And with the offensive tool set of Karl Anthony Towns, Doris, he could see MVP consideration in the future.
Well, what we know about Karl Anthony Towns certainly is that each and every night he has a major impact for his team. And consider, he's still growing as a player and ironing out some areas. But this guy is going to be a star for a long time, no doubt.
That is a product of pure effort, guys.
I agree, and that's nothing new coming from him, GA. He loves going to work on the rebounding, going to work on the boards.
What about the decisive finish? Great timing, tremendous force.
6 to shoot. Culver kicks to Towns, and stolen by Drummond. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Well, how about the outstanding vision from the crafty point guard, Dante Exum, seeing the floor beautifully.
Now, here is Russell. 11 points for him in that last game against the Kings in Sacramento. Towns, the pass to Okogie. Rebound, Love.
Well, we love his ability to attack the rim. He just loses a little bit of focus and misses the chippy.
And it's Osman missing.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
There's the pass to Culver. Pass to Towns. Inside. Here's Russell. Rebound, Love.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
Here's Exum. Got a piece of it, and he gets it back.
I like that Dante Exum didn't back away from the contact. If there's a physicality he can come with, look out.
This is his first free throw of the game.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Exum.
And you think about the Wolves' history. KG clearly their best player, but Big Cat has a chance to reach that level someday.
He does, Greg, and I think we always look through KG's legacy being defined by passion, commitment, and leadership. That was as important as his basketball skill. Karl Anthony Towns is similarly talented, right? I think the key is he just needs to find consistency. That's the last step. You know, the Australian Dante Exum, to me, Kev, has an enviable skill set. He's 6'6", and he has the potential to be special at the point guard.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout. Looking at the schedule doors about halfway through the season, some teams that started out very hot and were winning like crazy have now come back to earth. They've cooled a bit. They've leveled out.
I think inevitably over the course of an 82-game season, NBA players will tell you there are always ups and downs and waves of success and then the tough moments. And the best teams seem to be able to weather all of that. Not get too high when they're playing well, not get too low if they're in the middle of a slump.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
Juan Hernangomez, he's checked in for Towns. Now here's Drummond. In the game against Boston, very impressive.
Well, it's hard to question the size Dante Exum brings to the point guard position. He's unique in the game, Kevin.
Outside, Russell. Culver in the corner. To end the cold streak, and it's sent back by Drummond. Here's Osman. He picked up 12 points in their last win against the Celtics in Boston.
And it wasn't only his scoring, the intensity on defense. He nabbed 3 steals that night.
Drummond. A second chance effort. Pass to Garland. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Pursues the offensive glass with purpose. Drummond knows who he is, and boy, does he attack it.
Minnesota calls timeout.
Things not going their way, and he wants to just try to talk this one over.
Well, night in and night out, sometimes it's a battle of runs. Who has the most?
Some changes for Minnesota. Omari Spellman comes in for James Johnson. And it's Malik Beasley in for Josh Okogie. And then for Cleveland, Larry Nance is checked in for Love. Colin Sexton comes in for Exum. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Garland. Now here's Beasley. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Kings in Sacramento. Back to Hernangomez. Over Nance. The shot, no good. And it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way. Here's Sexton. Drummond dishes to Dellavedova. Bobbed up there for Drummond.
Well, a nice job by Colin Sexton to find the open man. You want to see court awareness from the young gun.
And so it's Russell with it. He'll bring it up for Minnesota. Trailing by 5. Passes it to Beasley. Down low. Here's Culver. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
And with that basket right there, it brings an end to that 12-0 run by the Cavaliers.
Cleveland's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Dellavedova, the pass to Drummond. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Well, you look at the former All-Star Andre Drummond and the way he rebounds, Greg. He might be the best in the league in that department.
I mean, few players in the history of the league can go off for 20-plus rebounds on any given night. Drummond's one of them. Attacks the glass on the offensive end so well. His offensive rebounding, for me, sets him apart.
Porter's checked in for Jetty Osman. And both free throws good for Drummond.
And you think back to LeBron's last year in Cleveland, one wonders how differently it may have turned out if Kyrie was there with him.
Well, you think back, Greg, Isaiah Thomas was never healthy. He had been a recent All-Star with another team. They were counting on his quickness and his scoring. But through it all, the Cavaliers reached the NBA Finals. Just another testament to the talent and the leadership that LeBron gives you.
Here's Sexton after D'Angelo Russell's bucket. Sexton with it. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Just 4 to shoot. Over Beasley. They get the rebound. Now the pass to Dellavedova. Here's Drummond. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off. It's stolen by Nance. And here we go. Here's Dellavedova out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. And this gives us a moment now to show you the rookies with the highest shooting percentage over the past 10 games. Jared Culver, 4th. And Cleveland making a change here. Zizic has checked in. Timberwolves trail by 3. Russell feeling it out a bit. Now here's Culver. 14 points from him the last game against Sacramento. Hernan Gomez down low. Working on Nance. 2 points. That one goes.
And he should thank the team for those 2 points. Nobody paid much attention to him on that play.
Now here is Dellavedova. He's guarded by Russell. The open look here for Sexton. Once again off the mark by Cleveland.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Beasley kicks to Culver. For 3. And Beasley gets it to go on the assist by Culver. And the Timberwolves lead by 2.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Cleveland's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. To the paint. Off the run.
There is an imagination, a creativity. This guy's passing drives the offense.
For Minnesota, they've gone 50% from the field in the first quarter, 8 of 16. And it's Beasley in the corner. We've got 1:48 left in the first. Kept alive, Minnesota. Second shot opportunity. Spellman. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
The Timberwolves have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. That free throw, no good. Doris, you've said this often. It is incredibly difficult to compare guys of different positions in different eras, isn't it?
It really is. There's so many discussions about who's the GOAT, who's the greatest of all potential time. And there are certain names that are always going to pop to the top of the list, LeBron James. But it's very difficult to me, say, to compare a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, one of the greatest to ever man the center position, had the impossible-to-check sky hook. But how do you compare him with LeBron James, who, though he is, and I don't know what position he is, he may be the greatest passer in the history of the league. Like, let's enjoy individual greatness without comparison.
Want easy looks? Don't allow the defense to set up.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
Now here is Dellavedova. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Nance outside. Clock at 6. Pass to Sexton. Rebound Minnesota.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Beasley, the pass to Hernan Gomez. Nance with some nice D.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
The Cavaliers trail by 3. 41 seconds left to play in the first. Dellavedova, the pass to Zizic. Left side, Nance. Left side, Porter. The 3. They get it back. And Nance kicks to Dellavedova. Pass to Sexton. Teardrop shot, and good that time.
Colin Sexton, early in his career, has demonstrated great instincts in the pick and roll. Good decision making.
Defended by Dellavedova. Beasley with a clean look, and he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. The Timberwolves on top. They're up by 1. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. One of the most high-powered scorers in the game, Karl Anthony Towns, knows it's important to keep his teammates involved.
You know, everyone has to get some of the sugar, you know, so making sure you're not just being a ball hog. So I'm just always trying to make sure that I'm taking wide open shots that I think everyone in the team would love for me to take if I have the opportunity. But also at the end of the day, making sure everyone gets a chance to be in the candy shop.
Well, when you're attracting, Greg, all that defensive attention, it creates opportunities for your teammates.
And Towns wants to win big. To do that, though, it's not enough to get numbers. You've got to make your teammates better as well.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And, guys, what's your take so far on the Timberwolves?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
Yeah, I think they wanted to come out of the gate strong, and they have. They've taken the early lead here.
And so in the game for the Cavaliers, they've got Porter, Zizic out there with Nance. Then it's Matthew Dellavedova. And it's Sexton in at the shooting guard position. The first one falls.
And for a franchise searching for stability, it doesn't help that the Wolves have had a number of head coaching changes.
Well, obviously, the Wolves aren't alone in that problem, Greg. I think it can be difficult to identify just the right kind of leadership. And when you do get someone like Greg Popovich or Eric Spoelstra or Rick Carlisle, you try to hold on for dear life.
No good on the second free throw.
For years, guys, obviously we thought about the Cavaliers as one of the best three-point shooting teams in the league. Last year, obviously a very different story. They had a couple of shooters, but they lacked the kind of stars that could draw the defenses away.
Now here is Dellavedova. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Sexton with it. Beasley covering. Shot clock at 6. Dellavedova from outside. Here's Zizic, and it's all evened up. Zizic has got his second bucket of the night.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Minnesota shooting in this game 45%. And Doris, to your point, it seems like any team that lacks floor spacing has a hard time picking up points.
And for the Cavaliers, Cav, that was obviously their biggest problem. They were second to last in the league in points scored, and that is what translates to only 19 games won after winning 50 the year before.
Here's Porter. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. And it's Towns with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Their next game, playing at home, is the Nets coming to town. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, Kevin, D'Angelo Russell was traded from the Lakers and, in his words, was kicked on the way out. But he's become an all-star in Brooklyn. Russell said, "It's a heck of an accomplishment. That respect from your peers, your coaches, other teams, it's a great feeling." And Kevin, given how it started for him in L.A., many remain shocked by Russell's rapid ascent.
Coming into his own, you're right, David. Thank you. That one is off. Dora, such an honor to be on this with you, and you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst, breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college, looking to get ahead in their career in what you've chosen?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very lucky, Kevin. The game of basketball has been a part of my life since I was 7. It's been a driving force. I love it. I would just tell young women, times are changing. Dream big. There's nothing that's impossible. And I'm so thankful to the NBA players and coaches who have just wrapped their arms around me from the time I entered this business. So kudos to those players who are part of the change, no question.
And hard work. I have seen you work. I have seen you prepare. No one prepares more. No one works harder than you.
Thanks, Kev.
And that one misses from Lehman.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard. And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Passes it to Okogie. Here's Lehman to the middle and stolen by Sexton. Now Cleveland moving it up. That's good from Porter on the assist by Sexton. Porter's got the lead up to 5 now for the Cavs. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
For Cleveland, they've gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told. Now, here's Garland. Tight defense on him. Count it.
Well, so great when your offense produces a shot that close to the rim. The rest of the work becomes easier.
And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen. And here's what the Cavaliers' schedule looks like. On Tuesday, they'll be matching up against Kyle Lowry and the Toronto Raptors. And then on Thursday, they'll head home to take on the Charlotte Hornets.
And the matchup with the Timberwolves, it's going to be an all-out battle. And you just hope they are rested and able to execute their game plan, as it's going to be a tremendous challenge.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Osman comes in for Porter, and it's Dante Exum in for Colin Sexton. Drains it from beyond the arc. He has 6.
I'll tell you, you are playing with fire anytime you leave this guy open, and they just got burned.
Now Exum, he has 7. Banked in off the glass. Exum's got 9.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And there's the pass to Okogie. Johnson in the corner. Right side Towns. And here comes the break. Here's Osman. Cans it from downtown. And now a 7-point Cavalier lead.
And this is why coaches talk about playing with pace. The scoreboard tells it all.
I think, Greg, this is what we call, quote, running a team off the floor. They have been fantastic in transition.
And it's Towns missing.
And they continue to control the glass.
Unloads from 13. And the shot is long.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
And he gets it to go.
Well, everyone's seeking those high percentage looks in the restricted area. Nicely done there.
And here is Garland. 14 points from him the last game against the Celtics in Boston.
And he was aggressive in how he played on the defensive side of the floor, notching 3 steals on the game.
Good work there as it goes. Zizic has got 6 points in the quarter.
What energy on the offensive boards. The defense can't match the effort, and they paid the price.
Out to the right wing. Lehman pass to Towns. Here's the 3. Exum pulls it in. The Cavaliers leading by 7. Out left to the wing. The wide open look here for Garland. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Doris, no doubt that Karl Anthony Towns is the star of his team right now and in the future.
I think, Kevin, for all the drama and all the turnover we have seen, the one constant has been Karl Anthony Towns' productivity. The question now for the team is, how do they build a title contender around him? What a terrific play by just a tremendous all-around player. This guy makes it look easy.
Cleveland's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Zizic kicks to Eisman. Off target from three-point range. Timberwolves trail by 5. Okogie, the pass to Towns, and Towns throws it down.
Oh, the defense has got to do more than that. Karl Anthony Towns embarrassing them.
Towns has gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 60%. Here's Osman. He has 5. Back to Zizic. A second chance effort. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
And one area where they've improved here in the second quarter is getting the ball in the paint. That inside scoring has gotten much stronger.
Andre Drummond's checked in for Cleveland. And the free throw, no good.
And obviously, Doris, last year was a rough one for the Cavs. But if you're searching for bright spots, they did play fairly disciplined basketball.
I think you're right, Greg. When you think of all the new faces, they were only 9th in the league in turnovers, 6th in personal fouls. They didn't give a ton away, but the problem is they couldn't create much on the offensive end.
And the Cavaliers with possession here after D'Angelo Russell hitting the 3. Exum deciding where to go with it. Lobbed up there for Drummond. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
And when he gets himself into the right position, Drummond so powerful in terms of finishing at the rim. The only way to prevent that alley-oop is to keep him from getting to the launching pad in the first place.
Now, here is Hernan Gomez. Still looking for his first bucket in this one.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
Here's Exum, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
You know, one dilemma that jumps out at me with the Timberwolves, over the years, they have been an excellent offensive rebounding team. It's the other end, the defensive backboards, where they have had some problems.
That's good from Exum. And Doris, you're right. Over the last 5 seasons, the Timberwolves have been the absolute worst defensive rebounding team in the NBA.
And it's hard to understand, Kevin, because they have created second chance opportunities for themselves, only to give it back on the other end. That's the kind of thing that can be demoralizing for your defense. You get a stop, but you don't finish the possession with a rebound. That can wear you out physically and mentally.
And the Cavaliers call time here.
Good timing. They're really struggling offensively.
Sometimes it just feels like misses become contagious. He wants to settle his guys down right now.
Nancy's checked in for Ante Zizic. Nance outside, out to the right wing. Exum passes to Drummond. No doubt passing is a premium for this team game of the NBA. We love the individual star power, but it is a team game. Are there any playmakers out there that don't get, Doris, you think, enough credit for all that they do for their team?
Well, the first guy that comes to mind is a man that Steve Kerr described as probably the smartest single basketball player he has ever been around, and that's Andre Iguodala. The numbers in terms of his scoring, obviously not eye-popping, but his incredible defense and then his elite passing skills have been so critical to so many championship teams. Well, D'Angelo Russell, one of the best mid-range scorers you'll see. He's got the floater game, the pull-up game, and with his arsenal, he can get a shot at any time.
Now, here's Garland. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game. Rebound, Minnesota. Towns has got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. No good from Beasley. And you know, Doris, another thing about D'Angelo Russell. He's not afraid of the big moment.
Kevin, he has proven that he is willing to take and make big shots. He doesn't necessarily beat you with tremendous athleticism, but it's his basketball skill that sets him apart.
Here's Russell. Darius Garland picking up that last basket. And Russell gets it to go.
Boy, the speed of Russell can take you aback. This guy's so good at using it to take the defense apart on the drive.
Cleveland leading by 3. Garland with it. 6 points for him. The feed to Nance. From down in the low post, it goes.
And after that ragged first quarter, they're getting some momentum, some confidence. Nice flow.
To the inside, Towns. Missed it. He's now made 6 of 10 from the field.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Russell's got 11.
You have the sense that D'Angelo Russell likes to play through contact. This is a tough-minded player.
Cavaliers leading. For Cleveland, they have made 7 out of 9 when they've stepped to the line.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
Omari Spellman has come in for Karl Anthony Towns. Cleveland also making some changes. Porter's checked in for Osman, and it's Sexton in for Dante Exum. Now, here is Russell. He's got 11. Pass to Culver. It's Beasley on the wing. Pass to Hernan Gomez. It's stolen by Nance. Pass to Garland. On the wing, Porter. Cleveland moving the ball around. Now, here's Garland. 10 points for him. Just 5 to shoot. 3-pointer. Offensive rebound. The shot's good from Nance. Nance has got 4 points this quarter.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Russell passes to Hernan Gomez. Nance with some nice D. The Cavaliers leading by 9. And a wide open look for Porter. Here's Drummond. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits.
And a 2-for-1 is there for them if they want it.
Well, you're trying to end the quarter the right way. It takes awareness and it takes discipline.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration, a turnover, and an easy bucket in transition.
I'll tell you, proving how dangerous he can be inside. D'Angelo Russell forcing the defense to make a commitment.
And this is his 2nd trip to the line in the game. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for Cleveland.
Boy, showing a lot more aggressiveness now after making 0 trips to the line in the first quarter.
The pass to Sexton. Drummond with it. Pass to Porter. Over Culver. Here's Nance. Nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket. Nance has got the lead up to 12 now for Cleveland.
Don't you love guys who are willing to do the dirty work? Larry Nance's activity making him a factor on the rebounding aspect.
And the first half is now in the books. Cavaliers lead by 9. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Andre, big first half, a lot of energy. What are you guys doing differently tonight?
with active hands in the defensive end, and really got us all hyped up. And, you know, it translates to the offensive end as well, too. So, you know, we're looking real good right now. We just got to put it together in the second half, too.
Transition really working well for you in the first half, Andre. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. It was Andre Drummond who got hot in the first. He had 13 points, 2 block shots, and 1 assist. What'd you think, Shaq, about Cleveland?
Well, they really dictated the pace of the game with their transition game. They got out on the break every chance they had, and the time they could push the tempo, they did. And a lot of times, it kept the defense scrambling like eggs with the cheese and apple juice.
Kenny, let's get your input on the Timberwolves.
Well, look, they turn the ball over way too much. You can't do that in the NBA. Teams are just too talented. You can't give them that many possessions. Don't give away the entire game just by giving up an extra few possessions here and there. These guys need to come with more precision in the second half.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks
Goodbye,
for
folks.
joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, 1 half to go. Andre Drummond has been sensational.
Well, it didn't take him long to get that double-double. Already has it halfway through the game.
That takes a level of aggression and a level of focus, and he has brought it all night thus far.
Here's Garland. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court for Minnesota, we've got Johnson. He's out there with Culver, and it's Russell in at the 1 spot. Here's Okogie. Shoots over Exum, and the basket by Okogie. Okogie's got 6.
So how about the Cavaliers head coach John Beilein making his NBA debut after 27 seasons as a college basketball coach? Think back to his time at Michigan, the first back-to-back 30-win seasons in school history. This is an excellent hire for Cleveland.
Stolen by Garland. Lobbed up there for Drummond. Deft touch on the alley-oop.
My goodness. Save that one. I want to see that again.
Me too. Just absolutely beautiful. Outside, Russell. Pass to Okogie. He kicks it to Culver. 6 to shoot. Over Nance. Culver's shot is off. And Doris, isn't it interesting? Coach John Beilein has never, at any level, been an assistant coach.
No, but he has made his way through the ranks, going from high school to junior college, Division III, Division II, and then right up through the ranks of Division I. So he now makes the final leap to the NBA. How cool is that, Kev?
Here's Garland. 10 points for him. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the net.
You think about the Timberwolves, the one thing that seems elusive for this organization has been consistency. They have had the talent. They've had good coaching. The problem is they haven't yet put those two areas together.
First one falls for him. And the Wolves, Doris, one of only 11 franchises to have never won a championship. In fact, they've made the Western Conference Finals only once.
I think one of their challenges, at least in this latest run, has been they're competing with a very young core. And certainly you have added veterans to the group. The problem is the core guys have to understand how to step up when it's winning time. What we understand is playoff performance is most important.
Here's Culver. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. Russell's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Boy, everyone is getting to their spots and then capitalizing. 3 for 4 in the quarter. Beautiful.
The Cavaliers leading by 6. Garland kicks to Drummond. Now here's Exum. He's guarded closely. Towns against Drummond. And another miss by Cleveland.
Well, trying to find themselves in the second half here. Just 1 for 4 from the field. Can someone in the group get hot? Let's see. Boy, excellent start to the second half. They've missed just once in 5 attempts.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Garland, the pass to Love. Here's Osman. He's got 5. 6 on the shot clock. Culver with the steal. Passes to Okogie. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That's on Dante Exum. The Timberwolves have had 12 attempts at the line, making 8 so far.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%.
First free throw is good.
And when you look at the Cavs last season, Doris, a very young team after having been the oldest team in the league the prior season.
And Greg, it makes sense, doesn't it? You're trying to develop players, whether it's for your team or to try to put together a trade package in the future. You're hoping ultimately to gain value through that process and through the draft. But it takes time. Well, this is the first full year now for Ryan Saunders. Let's remember he was hired by Minnesota full-time after an interim stint last season. And boy, did the players love playing for him.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
The Cavaliers have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. And it's Drummond missing. And as we know, Doris, Ryan Saunders, the son of the late, great Minnesota legend, Flip Saunders.
Well, certainly the family has history with the organization, but in no way did Ryan Saunders get the job due to name only. This guy proved he can get wins from this Minnesota roster last year. For Saunders, he's known as a player development guy, and the ability to handle superstars is part and parcel to the job.
Timeout called, Cleveland. You look at D'Angelo Russell. What a contribution.
You've got to take a timeout, take a breath, and come up with a plan for how to stop this guy.
Well, let's take this chance now to bring up the rookies at the head of their class in steals this past month. 5th on the list, Darius Garland.
And if those numbers show us anything, it's how good he is at picking up on ball handlers' tendencies and knowing when to make his move.
Kicks it to Love. Now the pass to Garland. Just 5 on the clock, and he makes that one. Garland's got the game tied up here for the Cavs. The Timberwolves have gotten 6 of their 7 shots to go down in this quarter. What a fantastic start to the half. Inside, Towns. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a 3-point play. Andre Drummond picks one up. For Minnesota, they have made 10 of their 14 tries at the free throw line in the game. And the Cavaliers making a change here. Zizic has checked in.
Mind the lanes. One shot.
The free throw drops for Towns.
Make no mistake, Karl Anthony Towns has all the skills necessary to be amongst the best players in the league. What a problem he poses for defenses, guys.
Now, here's Garland. He's got 14. Now Love. Over Towns. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Here's Okogie. 8 points for him. Johnson kicks to Lehman. No good with the layup. The Cavaliers trail by 3. Garland, no good.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Dishes it to Johnson. Pass to Okogie. Count it. And he'll have a chance for a 3-point play. Here's Garland, picks one up.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Colin Sexton, he's checked in for Dante Exum.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
For Cleveland, they've gone just 25% from the field here in the second half. They're 2 of 8. Now, here's Garland. Defense is right there. Pass to Sexton. Passes it to Osman. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. 5 on the clock. From deep 3-point range, the Cavaliers again can't hit. Timberwolves leading by 6.
Well, not an easy act to follow if you're Cedi Osman, right? You are taking over for LeBron James, one of the greats in the game, but I love his confidence.
And here is Garland. He's got 14. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, for the last 5 years, the Golden State Warriors have been the colossus that stood over the NBA. And there were thoughts that most teams were not willing to do things to be competitive, knowing that they could not beat the Splash Brothers, Draymond Green, and then Kevin Durant. But the Warriors lost to the Raptors in the finals last year, combined with the injuries to Durant and Klay Thompson, have opened things up. And for the first time in a long time, there are any number of teams in this league that believe it's their time.
Probably so. The West is strengthened. There's no doubt, DA. Interesting matchups coming up for sure. Thank you. Timeout called the Cavaliers. And the 31st pick back in 2015, Osman, a do-it-all energy type of player, Doris.
Yeah, he was one of LeBron's favorite teammates when he led the Cavs. They trained together all summer. No better role model for Cedi than perhaps the best player in NBA history.
Juan Hernan-Gomez, he's checked in for Minnesota. Malik Beasley comes in for Josh Okogie. And then for Cleveland, Porter comes in for Cedi Osman. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Garland. To the paint. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. And here we go. Fast break. Towns has got it. A shot by Johnson, no good. And so it's Porter bringing it up now for the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's a 10-point game. Here's Sexton, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Selected with the 8th pick back in the 2018 draft, Colin Sexton, the main reward for the Cavs after the Kyrie Irving trade.
Sexton, wearing the same number 2 jersey as Irving, doesn't feel the need to measure up to expectations created by Kyrie. Cavs fans, though, hope he does.
And he makes the first.
Well, the young bull, Colin Sexton, getting a lot of playing time in his rookie season. Allowed him to play through his mistakes, and that's what you hope for coming in.
And so he makes both from the line. And even as the Cavaliers lagged at the very bottom of the standings, Greg, Sexton publicly described the season as fun. Would that bother you as a veteran?
Losing seasons, they suck. I mean, no other way to put it. I think he cares about winning, but keeping that positivity is probably the best approach.
Dellavedova with the ball. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Love finds Porter. Back to Love. 13 feet away. And he hits the jumper for 2. Minnesota leading by 8. Right side Towns. Right wing shoots. Towns, and it's Towns on the follow. Towns has got 21 in the game.
Hard to imagine them losing this game if they can keep shooting like that.
Beasley with the steal. And it's Beasley finishing it off.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stop.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
And so it's Cleveland with it, following the bucket by the Timberwolves. Dellavedova, the pass to Love. Goes up to the stripe. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got rebound number 17, if you can believe that. And the pass to Hernan Gomez. That one drops for him. Hernan Gomez has got the lead up to 14 now for Minnesota.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
Zizic.
I'll bet even they didn't think the pick would work that well.
No. And they get the major league dunk out of it, too.
And my question is, where was the help? Someone rotate over and challenge.
Here's Beasley. Good, and the assist goes to Town. And that's 11 points for Beasley.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Here's Dellavedova, following the bucket by the Timberwolves. Fades and shoots. Count that one. And the Timberwolves lead has been cut down now to just 12 points with the basket from Kevin Love. Defended by Dellavedova. Down low. It's tipped. A different look now for Cleveland. Nancy's checked in for Love. And it's Jetty Osman in for Porter.
And that's his 4th, and no doubt he would have liked to have not gotten it this soon.
You know what I love about Larry Nance Jr.? This guy came into the league as a tremendous athlete, but his skill set just keeps improving. The passing, the shooting, I love it.
No good on that one. And a quality defender. Larry Nance doesn't need Doris the ball to impact the game.
No doubt, Kevin, because he's willing to rebound the ball out of his area. He's willing to be a high motor guy on the defensive end. His activity is always a big lift to this team.
Minnesota making a switch here. Spellman's checked in.
What you respect about Larry Nance Jr. is his work ethic. This guy wants to keep getting better. He adds more and more elements to his game. He is such a fun player to watch.
Now, here is Russell. 16 points for him. It's Beasley on the wing. Fires from deep. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Russell's got his 5th assist in this one.
Well, they're winning largely because of this guy's play. He has been sensational.
1:43 left in the third quarter of the game. Dellavedova with the bounce pass. To the wing right side. To the inside. And it's Drummond with the jam.
With a large frame and a willingness to get physical, Drummond's a relentless rebounder.
Russell kicks to Beasley. We've got 1:08 left in the third. Spellman. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
Really surprising to see the huge edge they have in rebounds, given what the scoreboard says. Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. The Cavaliers trail by 14. Pass to Drummond. Sexton with it. Back to Drummond. He feeds it to Nance. Drummond trying to get himself free. Up again. Minnesota leading by 14. Here's Hernangomez. Off with the layup. And there's a whistle. That goes on Hernangomez. That'll be foul number 5 on him. And due to the bonus, we'll be headed to the free throw line. First one falls for him. Good on both. Six seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Russell kicks to Hernangomez. Back to Russell. That's tipped. Over in the corner. Andre Drummond grabs the miss.
Boy, he'll usually knock it down if he's left that wide open. Just comes up empty.
Here's Sexton. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Sexton's got his second bucket tonight.
This young man loves to play through contact and certainly has the frame to absorb it. Go ahead, young Sexton.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Timberwolves ahead, leading by 10. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Well, having multiple playmakers on the floor makes you a much tougher team to defend.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. And so it's Russell with it. He brings it up for the Timberwolves. 10-point lead. So on the floor for Cleveland. Osman outside at 3 with Nance down at the power forward spot. Colin Sexton is out there with Exum. And it's Drummond in at the 5.
When D'Angelo Russell has that offensive game working, you just want to play through him.
Now here's Exum. He dishes it to Sexton. And stolen by Russell. Beasley right side. Now Culver. Here's Spellman. Those three-pointers off the mark. Here's Osman. And Jarrett Culver gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. And the Timberwolves making a change here. Towns is checked in. Here's Drummond. Pass to Sexton. Here's Osman. Kept alive. Here's Drummond. Lays it up and banks it in. Drummond's got 19 points.
They continue to be outworked and outmuscled on the backboard.
Towns. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Well, beautifully done by Towns, using the up fake to bait the defender.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. Garland, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Well, he's come through for them at the line today, and you love having a big fella who's so capable on his free throw.
And stolen by Russell. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Russell's running. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Nance with some nice D. Here's Osman. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It goes on Jarrett Culver, and the first one drops. Okogie's checked in for Minnesota. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. Timberwolves leading by 11. Here's Russell. Good for his 8th field goal. He's attempted a dozen shots.
What a gamer this guy is. D'Angelo Russell relishing the opportunity to play through contact.
Here's Garland. There's the dish to Exum. Feeds it to Drummond. The jump hook and off the glass. That one's good. Drummond's got 4 this quarter.
A tall and powerful big. Drummond has a natural ability to finish inside.
Outside, Towns. Out to the right wing. Okogie, the pass to Russell. And they double up Russell. Stolen by Garland. Oh, Nance in position. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession.
Listen, turnovers happen. You've got to move on to the next play.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the 4th. Okogie, the pass to Hernan Gomez. And that one is good.
And they're just doomed if they keep letting them post up like that.
You've got to deny the position to afford them no opportunity at making that entry pass into the post.
Exum with it. Russell's there. Towns comes with a double team. Passes it to Drummond. And there's the feed to Nance. Out to the right wing. Clock at 6. Here's Exum. But they'll get another chance.
The momentum continues to go their way. Pretty much the story of the game.
Selected 9th overall in the 2012 draft, Drummond's carved out a nice NBA career for himself.
Omari Spellman has come in for Juan Hernangomez. Free throw good, Drummond. Minnesota making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. Second free throw, no good. Minnesota leading by 12. Towns dishes to Russell, and it's sent back by Drummond.
A high motor keeps Drummond engaged defensively. He doesn't want to let any shots go in.
Well, after hitting 1 triple in the first half, it's been all radio silence since.
To the wing on the left. Here's Osman, and that comes off the assist by Exum.
Well, good vision from the inside and kicking it to the perimeter.
And so it's Russell with it. He brings it up for the Timberwolves. They've led by as many as 14 points. Here's Okogie. The pass to Johnson. Shot clock at 6. Inside. Towns. Can't connect from short range. The Cavaliers trail by 10. Here's Osman. It's tipped.
And great positioning there from Culver. That's what allowed him to get the block.
Osman kicks to Exum. Shoots a fader. That one a little long.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
When Russell gets his teammates involved, it makes this entire team better, and it'll make him more effective at the point position.
And so here's Cleveland. And here's Exum. Pass to Osman. And again with the rebound.
Collecting yet another board.
He's been everywhere. Just sensational. And Cleveland making a change here. Love's checked in. Minnesota leading by 12. Pass to Johnson. Towns against Drummond. Towns kicks to Culver. And out of bounds. The Cavaliers will take it. The Cavaliers trail by 12. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Now here's Exum. He's guarded by Johnson. Pass to Love.
Boy, I have such great admiration for Kevin Love. We so often think these athletes are invincible. The reality is they're just like you and I. Kevin shared his bout with anxiety and panic attacks, and I believe by doing that, guys, he has helped countless people.
Good on the second free throw.
See, I think you have to respect the versatility of Kevin Love, guys. This guy can shoot it from anywhere. He rebounds at a high level. Everything you'd want in a big man in today's NBA, Kevin Love provides.
And Commissioner Adam Silver said we're in an age of anxiety, and Doris expressed concern over the emotional well-being of the players.
Well, I think, Kevin, he pointed to social media, ironically, as isolating for players. They're always looking down at their phones. They're always wearing headphones. This generation, face-to-face connections, so crucial for a team and individual health.
Remember the time, Doris, when it was rare to see stars changing teams? Now we read about it every day.
No question, Kevin. Think back to my formative years watching the NBA as a fan. Larry Bird was a Boston Celtic. Magic Johnson was a Los Angeles Laker. The trend in today's NBA is that shorter player contracts, more player control over where they want to be. And the reality is this, Kevin, at some point, free agency entered the equation. It's appropriate, it's fair, they've earned the right to choose where they play.
Russell with it. Garland picks him up. Stolen by Garland. And Garland with a clear path to the basket. And it's sent back by Russell.
Well, that's the energy and effort that D'Angelo Russell brings on the defensive end. This guy has got the ability to be a factor there.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim better.
They're just too slow to react. You can't afford to sleepwalk through possessions. What's going on out there?
And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. And the second free throw, good. Minnesota leading by 12. He feeds it to Towns over Drummond, and it's Towns missing.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Garland, the pass to Love, and no good. Minnesota's gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. They're 6 of 15. A nice shot by Culver.
You know, put a rough first half behind him. He's absolutely crushing it here in the second.
Poked away. Russell dishes to Johnson. And a foul call. Almost got it to go in, but he'll go to the line for 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. And Johnson drops them both. Here's Garland. There's the pass to Osman. For 3, Love sinks the triple. Love's got 4 this quarter.
And he has starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
And the Timberwolves call time here.
And they're picking up a lot of fouls already in the penalty. Not a good sign. They need to focus on moving their feet and maintaining a good defensive position.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Karl Anthony Towns.
Sensational game for him in terms of shooting efficiency. He's taken nothing but high percentage shots. That's how he's managed to hit over 60% from the field. I mean, making just about everything he's looked at.
This was a big game for him. There's no denying that. Coming off a bunch of losses in a row, they turned to him to break the streak, and he delivered in a big way. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, over the break, I listened in on Ryan Saunders' huddle. He talked about the mindset they need to have and what he wants to see the rest of the way. Engagement at both ends and making good decisions with the ball. Guys?
Here's Russell. Pass to Okogie. He kicks to Culver from outside the arc, and the 3 ball is good. Culver's got a couple of 3-pointers now in the 4th for the Timberwolves.
I'll tell you, tough first half, puts it in the rear view. The shooting percentage starting to reflect that.
Garland, the pass to Drummond. Dishes it to Exum. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Towns is Timberwolves leading by 17. And Culver gets it to go on the assist by Russell. Russell's got his 8th assist in the game. Garland with it. Pass to Osman. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Osman's got 9 points now in just the second half.
This is what we call highly efficient play. Working off the screen, getting to the cup.
Passes it to Okogie. Towns against Drummond. Here's Russell. And he banks in the layup. Russell's got 8 points in the quarter.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
The Cavaliers trail by 19. Now, here's Garland. Six to shoot. Lets it go with the 3. The shot, no good. And it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
And Towns gets it to go.
Well, just tremendous persistence from Karl Anthony Towns. Even under duress, the ability to stay focused.
Here's Garland. Hiring college basketball coaches has been kind of hit or miss, Doris. Why do you think that's so?
Well, obviously, coaching in college and coaching in the NBA are drastically different things. As a college coach, you've got to be concerned about the eligibility of your young men. You've got to be recruiting the next crop, even while you're coaching your current group and your current roster. In the NBA, you get to focus exclusively on coaching. You're not talking about recruiting. You're not having to deal with anything other than grown men who have a desire for greatness in the NBA. And I think so much of it doesn't necessarily mean success or failure, whether you come from college or not. Success in the NBA is a multifaceted proposition. So I don't necessarily define it as, oh, this guy came from college, this guy came from the European leagues, this guy has been an NBA assistant. So many things go into it, Kev.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Timeout called, Cleveland. They trail by 21. 1:49 left to play in the final quarter. Whole new look on the floor for Minnesota. 1:49 left in the game. Dellavedova scanning the floor. Ball stolen. Beasley for three. And it's Zizic with the rebound. Zizic has got 6 rebounds in the game.
And that was the last thing they needed. Now the clock is stopped and they put them on the line.
And the first one at the line is good. Doris, you and I were just talking about something Commissioner Silver said the other day about a proposed mid-season tournament. What do you think?
Well, I certainly think if they do move to a mid-season tournament, it's going to have real value for it to matter. To get the fans engaged, something has to be on the line. So, number one, you're going to have 2 goals. Instead of 1 championship, maybe you want to win that mid-season tournament too.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority, very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for Minnesota.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Yeah, I think you're on point, Kevin. They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field goal percentage.
And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And guys, one of the steady and outstanding players putting in another impressive performance, it was a big-time outing for Karl Anthony Towns.
Efficient productivity. You love what this guy has given to you on the offensive end.
That free throw good from Dellavedova. And both free throws good for Dellavedova. 51 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Now Crabbe. Beasley outside. Another miss by Minnesota. And it's Dellavedova with the ball. He brings it up for the Cleveland Cavaliers. The pass to Zizic. Cleveland moving it around. Here's Windler. He's guarded by Crabbe. Shot clock at 5. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. Evans inside. Pass to Spellman. And it's Zizic with the rebound.
And you know, you can't impact a shot that close any better than he did on that possession.
Boy, whether he blocks it or simply alters it, the result is pretty much the same.
So it's Minnesota winning this one easily. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you next time.